Hey, welcome. I want to welcome everybody to the live stream today. This is day 4 of a 100-day sprint of building an AI workforce. And for years, businesses have relied on people, software to grow. As demand increased, the solution has always been the same: hire more people, build bigger staff, and increase operational costs. But now we are entering a completely different era, an era where businesses can scale without increasing heads count, which is just game changing. An era where digital AI employees can work alongside human beings. An era where we are building an autonomous workforce. Most people are familiar with AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and these are AI assistants that help answer questions, write content, and summarize information. But today, we are entering a whole brand new dawn, which I'm about to show you. The new dawn that we are entering is the rise of AI agents. In the last couple of months, we have been building this platform, SupremeX.ai, SupremeX agents, shall I say. And it's not about building automations no more. It's about building an AI workforce. For the next revolution is all about AI agents, which I'm going to demonstrate to you today. These agents don't just provide information. They take action. They can send emails. They can update your CRM. They can schedule appointments, create reports, trigger workflows. However, the real transition happens with what experts are calling now the anonymous specialists, agents. These are role-based AI agent employees designed to own an outcome from beginning to end, from start to finish. So instead of asking AI to complete a task, you actually assign it a role, a job, a responsibility. And the role within your organization or business changes. So this is a role that you're going to assign within your company, be it sales, marketing, content, whatever. So in this digital AI age, employees can handle tasks from lead generation, sales calls, customer support, onboarding, operational management, content creation, which we're going to see, project coordination, forecasting, reporting, and much more. And they work 24 hours a day. Imagine that. 7 days a week, without burnout, without holidays, and without limitations, unlike traditional human beings like us. This is the day we've been waiting for. So today, business around the world are moving from AI assistants to digital labor. And businesses who understand this, right, are going to have a massive big head start, a massive momentum big head start. So today's podcast is what I want to show you, streamed, shall I say. I want to show you how we are building AI agents to deploy in businesses, and how you can also jump on this trend and have an army of AI agents in your business as well. So let me just demonstrate my platform to you, right? So today we're going to be some coding, and we're working on a couple of stuff that we are fixing, right? These are our coding agents, each one doing a different task. Here we're going to be briefing the agents to do. Here is going to do front-end development. This is going to do back-end development. This is going to fix any bugs we come across the website. This is going to test stuff. And this agent is literally going to verify all the stuff that we're doing. So now we use a swarm of agents, closer agents to help us build programs and build this platform. So this is our command center. Every morning, right? These are all a list of our agents, different types of agents that we have. I come here and I ask our chief operating officer what tasks need to be done. Right, so let me just ask it right now. You see, right, this is the future of business. I always like to demonstrate. So the chief operating officer, digital mind you, should I say, AI agent knows everything about our business because we developed a playbook and literally it's just spinning up what needs to be done. Like it says here, content production, weekly authority content engine activate, run YouTube video long form content, which we're going to get covered today. Long form content is important, right, for building authority and trust, right? Film and upload videos, trigger 24-hour launch manager, another agent, lead gen, run the Google Maps lead gen, right? Get our LPC, import, find location, etc. Update, go high level. Task 3, follow up, database reactivation. Task 4, develop the sales pipeline, right? So this is what our AI agent is reporting to me, right? And now I can commission agents to go and do these tasks. I want to see now, this is our agent swarm. This is the future of work, right? These are an array of like 60 plus agents that we have in, are working in the background. This agent is our sales and intelligent analysis, right? It's working. Our document is working. Our whiteboard is working. Our Google lead gen is working. These are all different agents which have been working, right? When you see the green come, they've either done completed the task or in the process of the task. Agents which are green, are gray, are still ready. They're waiting to be given an instruction on command, right? So how does each agent actually know what to do, right? Each agent has a complex role. This is what we call a specialist task, like within the organization and company. So if I go over now to the playbook, right? This is our playbook. This is the brain. All the agents work from this brain. We've got an IPC, the business overview, booking process, discovery process, style, etc. Hooks, how we run ads. It's got the basics, right? Our objection bank, our SOPs, knowledge bank, right? This is where we upload everything about our business. So this is the brain of the business that all the agents, right, actually pick up that content, right? And here's some of our agents that we have are disposable in our AI labor digital workforce. So we just literally turn this trigger on. Oh, it's actually an issue there. Then it triggers, right, the business playbook. Yeah, triggers the business playbook in order for it to understand what to do. Now, the agents actually, what we was instructed by our CEO was to work on our long form content. I'm going to show you how we actually develop long form content for ourselves and for our clients. And let me just go and activate that agent. So these are different features. Here, this is where we literally speak to the agents, right? Each of the agents. So let me just see which agent I was running. I was running this B-roll agent where we're going to take. This was a recent development. I'm going to is all the B-roll. I'm going to ask it. This is where I speak to the agents like the actual employees, and the agent will respond and tell me accordingly. Look at the current missions. I can see I have an active mission called Weekly Content Engine, right? However, I don't see any specific mission running, right? And that's interesting because then we have missions, right? So the agent's telling us that basically a mission wasn't assigned to him for this coming week, shall I say. So let's go to the missions, because we have agents what can't work in isolation. It's so important that agents work together in a cohesive group under your business goals and objectives. So here, let me just go and see the missions. Here, this is where we create missions, right? If I go to new missions, I can go to flowchart. I'm going to go to choose a template. Let me just do the content. So here, these are different. This is how we create weekly missions. We connect them different agents. This is an agent. This is an agent. This is an agent. And I'm just going to, we're generating content. So I'm going to connect these agents, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, this is how I connect these agents, right? So actually, we're going to generate ideas. Let me just say from that agent, let me look for the channel planner agent. That's it. Now I'm going to click this channel planner agent to our scripts agent, right? Who writes our scripts. Let me find it here. This is how we create weekly or daily missions. Here we go. That's a sales script. I'm looking for, actually, did I pass it? We have to have like a search feature function, which we're going to add. Actually, where we can just search it. So I think I'm missing it. I gotta make sure. Right, let's see the channel planner. So it's gone from the content idea to the channel planner to let me just see this. Let me just put this agent for the time being. This is a different script agent, but I'm just showing you for purposes. Then after the script agent, I am going to pass it to, I'm going to pass this to the script, the B-roll, right? The B-roll. After the script's done, we're going to pass the B-roll. You're going to see how this is going to work. After the B-roll is done, right, I'm going to pass it to, it needs to be shot. So I'm going to look for the teleprompter app so we can shoot it on a teleprompter, right? So these are all how we create one agent. We string a team of agents together. Actually, no, before that actually happens, right? I am going to the YouTube optimizer, right? That's it. So optimize to optimize the thumbnail and to optimize let me, yeah. So these are actually, let me actually create another trigger. So I've got another agent here. I'm going to bring agent involved. So this is how we create the weekly missions, right? Now I'm going to look for the, after the optimize the thumbnail, we've got to shoot the video. So I'm actually looking for one specific agent one specific agent I'm looking at. Actually, I'm going to make the 48-hour manager. So afterwards, we're going to pass it to the 48-hour manager. And what does the 48-hour manager? It takes 48 hours to promote the video, right? So let's put this here. So this is just a mission that we've just created, right? Now this mission will run, right, as of when we say it, right? So let me save this mission. I'm going to say this mission, right? So, and it will run weekly. We can schedule it, right? Run now, run. We have different things, different missions that we actually schedule, right? So let me go back to our Chief Operating Officer, because it had some designated tasks for us to do. Literally, this is when I come into my business and I'm asking all the key questions, right? So let me just look where this is. Oh, that's interesting. Normally it stores the feed. But now I'm going to go to run an agent. I'm going to go to run. And when I run an agent, I'm just going to go to new. I'm going to look for the channel planner, right? Our channel planner, how we plan out. It's my power channel, my personal content. And for our clients, it's the same process. Yeah, exactly the same process. No, actually, what is that agent called? There's so many different agents, right? After a while, this is a ghost teleprompter app I was showing you about, a channel planner. So this is our idea generator actually, but we want it. Yeah, this is, we go in a flow. So here's our planner, right? This is where we plan out our content, thumbnails, etc. These are ideas, how we look for, we just put the top 10 competitors in there. And when we put the top 10 competitors, it will literally give us, like Alex Zamosi, we actually put their YouTube channels here. So then we can see in depth, right, the current content, what's working for every single Imangatsi, Sam Ovens, James Wolf, every different, like all the 10 different competitors, or people putting out content there. So we can see, right? So we've got the intelligence, right? Basically what this agent does, right? This is the steps what it does, right? You input the competitors, 10 different competitors. It runs like and goes and generates and fills the niche, the target audience, brings back the top performing pieces of content, right? Then it looks step 3, looks for pattern analysis of competition weakness gaps, so you can create content, opportunity gaps, right? A white space topics that you can create contrary angles to, right? Authority titles, what you can use, right? And 4, growth strategy, which creates the pillar, creates your pillars of content, right? That's why we use this agent. Now, this is the agent where we write the script, right? We write the script. I'm going to go to some of our previous scripts that we've written here. So here's some of our previous scripts that we write. And we write them in like, you can write the whole script. This is specifically for long form content. I'm just going to go to this recent script this I wrote. Right? So it writes the script here, and when it writes the script, it gives us all these objections. We can choose different types of hooks, retention hooks, the outro, monetization angles, video titles, right? So we're optimizing this workflow basically. So if I go to a script lively, I did, right? This is stuff I'm going to shoot. So these scripts took no more than like 10 to 15 minutes to do. So I'm just going to go to the B-roll now. I was working on a video So let me open up the B-roll. After we do the script, right, we go to do the B-roll. And we have, actually I was just working on this earlier in the day. This is what creates the B-roll. So how do we create the B-roll? We input the script here, right? Let me just go to this brand new example. This script was here, agency growth video, right? I just inputted the script. So let me import a new script. So let me go back to, and it basically does the B-rolls for us, right? And then we can put them, this is long form content, right? This is money disappearing, right? Because it's talking about money disappearing in a script, right? These were the pillars. So let me just go and give you a live example. Let me go back. Actually, let me go run this again. So like you see, these are all clients work, I mean agents that have worked literally in the past day. We can see the run history. Okay, a new run. I'm going to close to run a new agent. Channel planner or the idea generator. A lot of these, some agents we have to optimize them, but right, let's go back to scripts. So script, we've done some scripts. So now we want to add B-roll to them. So I'm just going to choose 48 laws, right? This script, I'm going to choose to add B-roll. I'm cool with this script. So I'm just going to go to raw script, and then I'm going to copy this raw script. Right, and after this raw script, I'm just going to go to B-roll. Now I'm going to open up the B-roll. Now I'm just going to paste this here. Right, this, by pasting in the scripts. I'm going to put the title. Title's called the Law of 62. What size do I want? Desktop. I can pre-populate this even. It can help me, right? So when it does this, literally, oh, let me just go back because literally I did the wrong thing. I pre-populated, I made a mistake. So let me just go back to the script, recent scripts. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to raw script. I am going to copy this script. Now I'm going to go to the B-roll, B-roll studio. I'm going to open up the B-roll studio. I'm going to paste this in here. This is called the Law of 62. This video. I want desktop. I want it's like 10 minutes. Long form. I'm going to put founders, coaches, agency owners, right? Scene count, 10 minutes, I'm going to put 15. Tone of reference, I'm going to put modern. I'm going to make that a drop down menu so it's easier. I do have a reference video. I don't. Primary tool. I'm just going to choose Hicksfield. Focus. I'm going to choose motion graphics. Yeah, now I'm going to generate. Right. So we've done the script now. Right. Now we're going to generate the B-roll. If it's a talking head, it might need B-roll. It might not, but we've got options. We got options. While that's working, let me just see. There was a command I wanted to improve, right? Just want to double check. Just to check we have a connection. This is how we tell it what to do when we start coding, right? So it's still generating the B-roll. So while it's doing that, let me. This is an auto dialer which we've set, right? Sometimes we have a call. If we're doing a campaign, leads can literally be called, right? They can literally be called inbound, outbound, third party calling, right? And literally we can integrate with other dialers, right? So you've got a calling agent. Let me just see what's actually happening. Yeah, now it's done the scenes are ready. So now I'm going to approve the scenes, right? If I like this scene. If I don't, I can regenerate the scene. Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, scene 5, scene 6, scene 7. It's got 15 different scenes that I said. So let me, I'm just going to do them. I'm not going to batch do them. I'm just going to do them one by one. No, 2 or 3 at a time. I want to see the B-roll where it comes back. Literally, you see all the B-roll prompt. You can approve or make amendments. Today, I'm just going to approve them. We are vibe coding a digital workforce. So let me just see. Free. So I'm going to prove this. I'm going to prove this B-roll. I'm going to prove this B-roll. Right. Now, I'm going to generate that B-roll for that same script, right? This is how easy it is, like literally to do content right now. So now it's generating the B-roll, right? So now we just need to shoot. We just need to shoot the script, right? After we got the B-roll. So while it's doing that, let me come and show you another agent which we there's 2 ways how we can shoot the content, right? We can do it with our teleprompter, which we normally use, or we have an inbuilt-in teleprompter, or we can put it in, if you do it on your mobile, you can put it in CapCut. By teleprompter, what makes all the difference. So let me just go to this teleprompter agent. go script teleprompter, right? So this is our in-system teleprompter, right? We copy the script from here, right? So let me just go and load the script here. I think, let me go to library. Actually, I'm going to import the script from the agent. Might be an issue what I need to fix here. Might be a little bug occurring. Let me go to import again. The raw script. This is not found. So let me just go literally. There is no agents showing with scripts. So now this I'm just fixing this. Basically, it's going to go to work. Right, this is how we make changes on the platform, like live code in this session. Right, so normally we should be able to choose the agent from here. It pops up. So that's a bug there for the time being. But let me just go. Literally, we import the script from the bug. The agent then puts it here. I just want to show you how it happens, right? And then we have this teleprompter, right, which we can shoot with. Let me move this out of the way. Right, and we're doing a desktop version. So literally, it's going to be, and sometimes we can load scripts here all at once, so we can just have a continuous momentum of shooting content once we've got 5 or 7 scripts, right? So it makes it easy. Literally, you can shoot like script 1, script 2, script 3, script 4, script 5. You can go and shoot 10 scripts. So you might have like a like, say, for example, 2 solid hours, literally 10 scripts. A script is like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So you can shoot like 3 or 4 scripts, 5 scripts, right, in an hour or an hour and a half. And you've got your long form content, because long form content is important. But literally, if I press play, the script starts to scroll and I can control the speed, right? So we can create content in rapid speed. We can create B-roll in rapid speed. Now we can shoot the content. Then basically we can give it to our editor. We're just working on an in-platform solution as well to gel everything together. At the moment, we just give our editor all the finished pieces, right? All the finished pieces. So I'm going to show you how easy we just develop a pipeline of content. So now you can generate ideas. You can look at your competitors, see what's working. The platform will recommend you, right, some great solutions or ideas, right? Stuff which is working based on your competitors' gaps. So it's a whole content flow engine, right? And this is what we need. These are all AI agents which are teamed together to help you produce content, right? And then once the content is done, we've got agents who go and post the content on the relative platforms, right? Chop it up into 40 pieces, then go and post it, right? And at the moment, we are working with Optimise Click, but we're building an in-house solution to chop up the content into 40 pieces. So let me just go back to our agent. Okay, he's just telling me stuff. So this is what it actually looks like, right? Before, it'd take me like 4 or 5 hours, right, to develop content, come up with ideas, reach it. Literally, we can do it under 30 minutes, right? 30 to 40 minutes, and shoot content and be ready to shoot as well, right? So this is the power of having AI agents working together, right, on a platform. So let me just go. Actually, let me go to this agent. I want to share some stuff with you, show you the importance. Why content is important in this modern day and age. So before we go, I want to say, OMG, right? These are just some updates, right? As we know, in the last few days, Fable 5, right, was redeployed, right? And as we can see, Fable 5, which we're using now, is hella light years above us of its previous model, which is interesting, right? Also, as we also know, ChatGPT released 5.6, right? And in that 5.6 version, it's got 3 different models: Sonar, Luna, and one other model, right? And I believe it's Terra, right? So, and this is the next generation. I believe this is the agentic workflows, how it appeared out, right? Literally. And I believe actually, some people say it tops Fable 5, but we're here to find out, right? So, like I was saying earlier, this is our brain, right? Center dashboard where we keep all the elements of our company, right? The SOPs, the offer itself, the ads, the hooks, the objections. We upload as much information as possible so the agents that we're working with can know what to execute, how to execute, and also the SEO, right? The SEO, right? We have the SEO chat. Like I said, every message is sent from the AI playbook, right? And lists to all AI employees and has a list of every day what needs to happen. So the CEO, Chief Operations Officer, right, gives a daily briefing, which is so important to do. Like what I said, it operates, right? So these are all the key things, right? And just imagine in some of the top companies, you have like Apple. Tom Cook was a great operating officer before he became CEO and before he changed. Facebook had forgot her name. She was a great operating CEO, right? So having a great CEO with great talent, right? That's what this platform gives you. And in the modern day forward, you're going to have key executive talent to help grow your business and make you decide and also steer your AI agents in the right direction, right? So I want you to show you the power, right? Oh my days, I gotta fix this. Sometimes it just bugs out. So let me open this. Also, this is a very useful tool because we use it like a drawing board. So we want you to everything in-house. So that's why we developed it. But let me just, yeah, we developed it in-house. So we don't have to go into no third parties. Oh, literally, this is what I was looking for, right? So this is why content is important, right? Because you're building authority, you're building trust, right? And with long form content, short form content just engages people, gets them interested. So you want to send them from your short form content to your long form content. So if you're using Instagram, that's like short form content. So then we want to push them to our long form content because we establish authority through long pieces of content, 10 to 20 minutes, right? And that helps us generate inbound leads. And once you do that from the content, you generate sales conversations, you start liaising with them, then you create a delivery system. So this is like the marketing spin wheel of activity where empowers us through authority and trust. That's why it's so important nowadays. Before we could run an ad, but where the economy is going, we're in the algorithm economy, right? Trust now is a key component factor, trust and distribution in order to get people to buy from you. So this is why we put out long form content, right? And also we have a demand engine, right? As I said, YouTube's shorts, DMs to calls, to those people raise their hand, so it becomes a spin wheel. right? The conversion is so important, right? Once attention has been created, conversion engine takes over, right? We've got different pieces of the card conversion engine that take over and turns interested prospects into paying customers. This happens through conversations, consultations, sales calls, follow-ups, and relationship building via email, etc. Many businesses lose money because they generate leads but have no process for converting them. It's so key, right? Even agents work in the conversion process. A strong sales engine ensures every lead is nurtured, followed up, and given a clear path to become a client. It's so important. The goal is not to pressure people into buying, but to help qualify the prospective to make an informed decision. So this is how we have this ecosystem, right? Next time we're going to speak about how we generate sales with our AI agents and the sales process, what that takes place and how it happens, right? So that's the importance of having long form content, right? Let me just see. I was just coding an issue, but we did come across another issue that I think it was the whiteboard, which was literally like jumping up and down. But yes, that's why we say we put so much highlight and emphasis on creating power content, creating authority in your market and influencing it, right? And we've got all these AI agents to help and assist in that process. So here we go, right? The B-roll's done, right? Just imagine, right? There was 15 pieces of B-roll. We just done 15, right? So let me just play this B-roll, see if I like it. That's scene one. Crossroads, someone making a decision, right? Let me see this B-roll. To visualization of the calendar, right? And if we don't like it, we can always regenerate that content. Law of 63. It's supposed to be 62, but hey. That looks cool. Right, so let me go back. So I want to see that it saves it, otherwise we have to fix that bug if it doesn't. Yeah, so it saves. Let me go back to approval, right? Because we've done the first three. I'm gonna let me see how 4, 5, and 6 comes out. So let me approve those. Right, so it makes us easy. Even if we do reels, right, we can implement B-roll on reels. Remember, we're doing long form content, so that's interesting how it moves those off the canvas. Let's see. I'm hoping that they're still stored, otherwise we have to fix that and make sure they're stored. So I hope you get the process, right? I'm just, let me just leave that task. All right. So it is generating the first clip. While it's doing that, let me show you, right, how this happens, how it's possible, right? A lot of this is possible because the platform is talking, right? It's to other platforms. It's talking to Hicksfield. It's talking to Claude, right? And this is where we have to go and add the channels, what we want to communicate with, right? We just go in there, add them, relatively easy process, right? This is how we have the channels connect. Also, the channels that we're posting on, we have to add them also. This feature here is the browser setup. So sometimes we have difficulty, especially when we work with clients. So we want to get a stored cookie session. So if we get a core stored cookie session, that means we don't have to go, we don't have to get like an authorization code. If you log into, for example, Pacific, like your email, go high level, it stores the actual cookie, right? Which is so powerful. So then we don't have to keep on logging into the website, right? What site do you want to look in? So this is a powerful feature because then the platform always has access to the account. You know what I'm saying? So the agents also can also, if they're working off the platform to go and work into the account, that's a significant advantage, right? This is where we have the stored cookie, right? All high level. This is how we have continuous access, Facebook, LinkedIn, right? So much stuff is possible. And this is where we connect to go high level, right? So we have options. I also have to work on this design studio. This is a design studio, literally. That one was B-roll. This was just to create general content. No, actually not that. That was design. This was, I believe, was designing canvases. Yes, like when we do still shots. But let me just see this because content machine, it was content machine, right? Yeah, this is going to work similar to B-roll, but this is where we can generate content, especially when we're working with UGC content. UGC content is key. So we have the reels, the scripts, but we just need to work on this. This needs to work. So I need to like get this sorted. And this is how we QA the agents, right? I just want to make sure that recent agent, the B-roll agent, right, was done. So let me just go and check that, right? So we don't just throw the agent in there. The agent, we actually QA it, right? So let me go, actually, this is the process. I'm going to go to run. I'm going to go to QA this agent, right? Let me find it. The B-roll, right? I'm going to run it. I'm going to just do a check on it, check its health and its statistics, right? And how well it's operating, or if there's, sometimes I don't detect something, right? But the platform's agent, right, will also detect if there's any bugs. So that's what it's doing now, right? So what it's doing now, let me switch over to the B-roll, see if the B-roll was actually finished, right? So there you go. 2 scenes actually finished. Let me see this. Oh, this is awesome. This is talking about how this literally law 62 is a powerful law. Like it's off the concept that space is 62 miles away from Earth, right? So this is why it's got this shuttle. And in a rocket, most of its fuel and ammunition is used in lift-off, right? So the jet fuel, right, is just pushing it at tremendous speeds. By the time it gets to 62 mile, that's when the side jet functions fall off, which is demonstrating, right? And in Mars, because it's gone so high, it's past gravity, then it's an easy sell. And this is in Repula why so many people just don't succeed, because in the early stages, right, you don't see the progress. So you're just struggling along. Maybe after 4 months, 3 months, you give up. But if you hanged in there, right, on the 62th mile, it could be on the 60th week, it could be on the 6th month, right, doing the same thing. That's when things get easier. You got to break through that atmospheric pressure of your own goals, right, and what you're trying to achieve, right? So that's like the emphasis of what this script and B-roll is saying, right? So now we know, right? It's doing B-roll scenes, right? Before, I have to hire an editor to do this. It was so now I just download all this with the script videos and give it to editor, and shebang, it can be done, right? So we are in a process of, it's still generating a script, right? I'm creating a platform where we can just bring it to a platform and it can be edited like that with an agent. But at the moment, we're just syncing with the script. So while that's doing it, I wanted to say thank you, right, for day 4. Like you can see, agents are at work, right? This is the world that we are living in now, right? We are literally in a world where agents are doing all the work. Literally, agents are doing all the work. And those businesses who understand this, who are getting early, you should sure have the greatest competitive advantage. Let me go to my chat. You can have extreme competitive advantage, right? So I love this feeling, right? I can come in here and see the agents working. It's an awesome feeling to know you don't, your next hire, right? We don't have to be human. It can be an AI age that you put, in your business, right? On a platform like this, and they just go to work 24/7, 48/4, right? And there's no way, right, how you cannot fail. Literally impossible. Most failure comes from execution, right? Not being able to execute goals, right? Or if you're not motivated. But on a platform like this, agents going to work, you know what day it is. Thank you so much for joining the stream, and I'll see you in the next one.